Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Luke and I do perfume reviews. If you're new here, please consider subscribing if you like this type of content. If you're a regular subscriber, welcome back. I urge you to like this video and leave a comment if you wish to. I really enjoy reading your comments and interacting with you. Today, I thought I'd talk about the strongest perfumes in my collection, Vintage Edition. And I consider vintage or classic everything that's over 20 years old. So we're talking about the perfumes from the 90s, from the 80s, and maybe even a few older ones. But keep in mind that not all of the bottles that I own are vintage. Some of them I purchased brand new. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So I recently reviewed two amazing perfumes from the house of Givenchy, Ysatis and Amarige, and I think both of them should be included in this video. Givenchy is known for their iconic Powerhouse fragrances, mainly florals, and both of these perfumes are absolute beast mode scents. If you put them on your skin, you will smell them for over 12 hours and even longer. So the first one is a vintage bottle of Ysatis, which was released in 1984, created by master perfumer Dominique Ropion. So the new version has lost most of its potency, but the vintage formula, the one I have, is a bombastic floral oriental scent with a nice chypre base. It's your typical 1980s perfume. It's very excessive, it's powerful, it's in your face. It's a warm, honeyed tuberose combined with some tropical yellow florals, as well as the note of civet, which is very animalic, and an ambery, woody base. Upon first spray, this perfume is something else. The sillage is just incredible and it projects like crazy, even 10 to 12 hours after application. I honestly have to plan when I use this because my family thinks it smells awful. They absolutely hate it. And whenever I wear this around them, I get a negative comment. But I don't think it's bad. I do really love the scent, but I have to be in the mood for it because this scent is a commitment. If you spray this on, you're stuck with it for the rest of the day, and it might last until the next morning if you didn't take a shower in the evening. It just doesn't wear off. No matter what you do, it doesn't wear off. You have to wash it off with soap. Otherwise, you'll smell of Ysatis for 2 days straight. And I'm not even kidding. Of course, this only applies to this particular version that I have, the vintage formula. I did also try the new formula and I wasn't impressed. But let's move on to Amarige. Amarige is not as potent as Ysatis, but it's still an absolute bomb of a fragrance. This one is a tuberose bomb. It's a heady white and yellow floral. If you spray this on or wear this in a car, you will suffocate yourself as well as the people around you. This needs a good hour or two to settle down a little. Don't get me wrong, I do love my perfumes like Amarige. That's why I own such perfumes. But I acknowledge that not everyone tolerates strong floral scents, because many people can have allergies and so on. So I try to be mindful when I wear this one. So that was Amarige by Givenchy and Ysatis by Givenchy. The next beast mode scent that I pulled from my collection is Champagne from Yves Saint Laurent, or Yvresse as it was later renamed. This is a vintage bottle from 1996, if I'm not mistaken. It's still a pretty early formula of Yvresse, and it's still the original formula. It hasn't been reformulated. And I have to say, it smells amazing. And surprisingly, I can smell all the top notes. They haven't gone off in over 20 years. So this fragrance is still as good as new, at least in my opinion. And it's so strong that I never do more than 3 or 4 sprays. It's not as strong as Ysatis, but still, it lasts 12 hours on my skin and I can smell myself all day long. And again, this one you have to wash off. If you want to get rid of it, because otherwise it will stay on your skin for 12 hours plus. But let's talk about the scent. I've only talked about Yvresse once on my channel, but I think it deserves to be talked about again because it's such an underrated, forgotten gem. Not many people on YouTube talk about this one. The only one who I think talks about it occasionally is Gabby from The Fragrantician. Her channel is called The Fragrantician, and I do actually watch her. I think she's amazing. She talks about vintage fragrances all the time. But Yvresse is not your typical vintage perfume because it's fruity. The name Yvresse actually means dizziness or drunkenness in French. And it was created by Sophia Groisman in the early 90s. And Sophia Groisman is probably the most famous female perfumer of all time. She specializes in florals, and she did Yvresse for Yves Saint Laurent in 1993. And I consider this to be her best creation. I also like White Linen, I like Trésor, I like Eternity, I like Spellbound, True Love from Elizabeth Arden. Lots of fragrances from Sophia Groisman are amazing, but this one is on another level, in my opinion. It's classified as a fruity chypre, but it's more complex than that, in my opinion. It's much more complex. The opening is fresh, fruity and effervescent. It does actually smell like a glass of fruity champagne, expensive champagne. You get a lot of peach and lychee in the opening, followed by a cloud of powdery roses and violets, a hint of spice, and a pronounced earthiness from the patchouli and oak moss in the base. The peach, in my opinion, is the star of the show. You can smell it from the opening to dry down, and Yvresse is such a voluptuous perfume. It's a fruity floral done right. It's a fruity floral done in a classic way. And even though it's a fruity floral, it's very elegant and classy, but not stuck up. It's very happy, joyous, and festive. And I don't know how to explain it, but even though this is a very powerful scent, it still feels effervescent, luminous, and bright. Next up, we've got Patchouli from Reminiscence, and this is a 1970 release. So it's very much a vintage perfume, and it's just a true patchouli perfume for me. You have to like patchouli to like this scent. It's warm and sweet, but also dark and earthy, and in the air, it just smells sweeter and more ambery as opposed to smelling it up close on the skin. It's such a strong scent. It's a true powerhouse. The opening is an explosion. It fills a room. I usually step outside on the balcony to spray this on because I don't want my room smelling of this because it's such a strong scent. It doesn't go away. So when you spray this on, it's an absolute beast mode scent. But then after a few hours, it becomes softer and it just wears closer to the skin. But if you start moving a lot or if you sweat a little, it starts projecting like crazy again. The lasting power is incredible as well. On me, it lasts all day. It lasts through showers. It lasts through anything you can imagine. I've had this bottle for a few weeks, and now that it's been sitting for a while, the juice has gotten even stronger. It has macerated and it's even stronger. And if I put this on in the morning, I can smell it strongly all day long. And for this reason, I think this is an absolute powerhouse of a fragrance. It's worth owning. It's affordable. If you like patchouli, this one is for you. Okay, so the next one I'm going to talk about is Dior Poison, which is an opulent, spicy tuberose with amber, incense, plum, and honey. This is a vintage bottle of the Eau de Toilette, and it doesn't really perform like a typical Eau de Toilette. This performs at least like an Eau de Parfum. And as you know, Poison was never available in the Eau de Parfum concentration. It was sold as pure perfume, Esprit de Parfum, Eau de Toilette, and Eau de Cologne. So Esprit and Pure Perfume are even stronger than this one. So if you can find a vintage bottle of the Esprit that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, I absolutely recommend it because it will be even stronger than my bottle. I wish I owned a bottle of the Esprit, but I'm quite happy to own this version. It's also the one my mum used to wear back in the day. So Poison is absolutely beast mode, especially now that the weather's colder. I think it performs better in the cold than in the heat. When you spray this on, it fills a room. Then the projection is strong for at least a couple of hours. It does last for more than 10 hours on my skin, and if I spray it in the morning, I will catch whiffs of it all day long. The new Poison still performs solidly, I have to say, but it isn't truly beast mode like the vintage version, which I do recommend that you seek out if you happen to be a Poison lover. But not everyone loves this perfume. A lot of people hate it. The other day I got a comment from someone who thinks Poison smells like bug spray or a room spray. I don't even remember. But you know, to each their own, and to me this is just one of the best, most groundbreaking, most iconic, most influential perfumes of all time, and I absolutely love it. It changed my life for the better when I discovered it, and it's one of my personal favourites. So that was Poison by Dior, and we've come to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment. Let me know if you have any of these perfumes, if you like any of these perfumes, even if you hate any of these perfumes. I would love to know. I love chatting with you in the comments. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe, leave a comment. Until next time, bye.